press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, so welcome to part 3 of the chapter hydrocarbons. In the last class we discussed the preparation and properties of alkenes. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎರಡು properties ಇನ್ನು ಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನೋಡೋಣ last properties of alkenes. So one is polymerization of alkenes. When alkenes are subjected to polymerization, the conversion of a monomer into a polymer is called polymerization. So when ethylene CH2 double bond CH2, so large number of ethylene molecules so undergoes addition polymerization in the presence of triethyl aluminum C2H5 3 times Al, triethyl aluminum and titanium tetrachloride. So this catalyst is called Ziegler-Natta catalyst. So in the presence of this catalyst, large number of ethylene molecules or ethene molecules undergoes polymerization to form polythene CH2 N times. So this is polyethane or polythene. So alkenes are converted into polymers. Similarly, if you take propene, so propene can be done like this: CH double bond CH2, so one CH3 group. So large number of propene molecules undergoes polymerization in the presence of same catalyst, so Ziegler-Natta catalyst. So it is a mixture of triethyl aluminum and titanium tetrachloride. So large number of propylene or propene molecules undergoes addition polymerization to form CH3, so single bond CH2 N times. So this is called polypropene or polypropylene. Polypropylene, it is also a polymer. So this is the another property of alkenes. Alkenes are subjected to polymerization, we get polymers. Then another one is isomerization of alkenes. So on alkenes, on heating with aluminum chloride around 500 degrees centigrade, so alkenes undergoes isomerization. So one alkene is converted into the another form, or long chain alkenes are converted into branched chain alkenes. So one alkene is converted into another form. So isomerization of alkenes. So alkenes like butene CH3 CH2 CH double bond CH2. So this is 1-butene. So when it is heated in the presence of aluminum chloride catalyst around 500 degrees centigrade, so 1-butene, it undergoes isomerization. Isomer of this compound is formed. So this is 1-butene. So in this case we get 2-butene CH3 CH double bond CH CH3. So this is 2-butene. So conversion of 1-butene into 2-butene, that is isomerization reaction. And also and along with CH3C, double bond CH2, CH3. So this is isobutylene, isobutylene. So long chain alkenes, straight chain alkenes are converted into branched chain alkenes. So this reaction is similar to that of the isomerization of alkanes. N-butane is converted into isobutane. Clear? So isopentane is converted into 2,3-dimethylbutane. Sorry, isohexane, that is converted to 2,3-dimethylbutane. Isopentane is converted into 3-methyl pentane. Isohexyl, that is also converted into 3-methyl pentane. Is it clear? So long chain or straight chain alkenes are converted to branched chain alkenes, or it is converted into another form of the same compound. So that is isomerization. So alkenes are converted into another kind of alkenes. That is isomer. One isomer is converted into another. That is isomerization reaction. Then another one is configurational isomerism. So in case of alkanes, conformational isomerism can be observed. But in case of alkenes, configurational isomerism. So that is also called geometrical isomerism. Geometrical isomerism, set is exhibited by alkenes. Geometrical isomerism is shown by the compound containing carbon-carbon double bond. Compound containing carbon-carbon double bond. And each double bonded carbon atom, each double bonded carbon atom carries two different atoms or groups. And this geometrical isomerism, it is also called cis-trans isomerism, or it is also space isomerism. So it is also called restricted. The rotation is due to the conversion of the one form of compound is converted into another due to restricted rotation because of breaking of pi bonds. So geometrical isomerism, it arises due to restricted rotation. So arises due to restricted rotation of the groups over the carbon-carbon double bond axis. This leads to the formation of two types of isomers. So one is called cis, other one is trans. For this reason, geometrical isomerism is also known as cis-trans isomerism. Geometrical isomerism is shown by the compound containing carbon-carbon double bond. And what is the essential condition for a compound to exhibit geometrical isomerism? The compound should contain carbon-carbon double bond, and each double bonded carbon atom carries two different atoms or groups. Suppose if we take one butane, so CH3, CH2, CH, double bond CH2. So this is the carbon atom, double bond carbon atom, which carries two identical atoms or groups. Hence, it cannot exhibit geometrical isomerism. So the condition for the geometrical isomerism is each double bonded carbon atom carries two different atoms or groups. That is the essential condition for a compound to exhibit geometrical isomerism. So if the restricted rotation of the groups over the carbon-carbon double bond axis, that leads to the formation of two types of rigid configurations, namely cis and trans. So look here. So when 2-butene, so 2-butene, so C double bond C. So in 2-butene, each carbon atom is bonded with one hydrogen and other one is methyl group. So this is the 2-butene, and also it is called cis 2-butene. So what is meant by the cis isomer? The isomer in which same kind of groups or atoms, they are on the same side of carbon-carbon double bond. So that is called the cis isomer. If two same kind of groups, C double bond C, so here CH3, here also CH3. Two same kind of groups are on the opposite side of carbon-carbon double bond, that is called the trans isomer, that is trans 2-butene. Trans 2-butene. So geometrical isomerism is exhibited by compounds containing carbon-carbon double bond, and each double bonded carbon atom is linked to two different atoms or groups. The restricted rotation of the groups over the carbon-carbon double bond axis. ನೋಡಿ ಈ carbon-carbon double bond ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎರಡು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ, they undergoes restricted rotation by breaking of pi bond. So because you know that when compared to sigma bond, pi bond is weaker. So due to restricted rotation, so the weak bond breaks, that leads to the formation of another type of isomer, that is trans isomer. So in cis isomer, two same kind of groups or atoms, either two same kind of atoms or groups, they are on the same side of carbon-carbon double bond, that is called cis isomer. If the same kind of groups or atoms are on the opposite side of carbon-carbon double bond, then that is called trans isomer. That is called trans isomer. So alkanes, they involve conformational isomers, or alkanes can exhibit conformational isomerism, but alkenes exhibit configurational isomerism. So configurational isomerism, cis-trans isomerism, or geometrical isomerism. Clear? So this is all about alkenes. Next, let us move on to the another subtopic, that is alkynes. Alkynes. So what are alkynes? They are the highly unsaturated hydrocarbons containing carbon-carbon triple bond. The characteristic bond in unsaturated hydrocarbon is a carbon-carbon triple bond. And in alkynes, the carbon-carbon triple bond, which contains two pi bonds and one sigma bond. Two pi bonds and one sigma bond. And triple bonded carbon is sp hybridized. sp hybridized. And it is more electronegative. So this is more electronegative. So when compared to sp3 hybridized state of carbon atom in case of alkanes, sp2 hybridized state of carbon atom is more electronegative in case of alkenes. When compared to alkenes, the alkynes which contains a triple bonded carbon atom, which is sp hybridized, and the sp hybridized state of carbon atom is more electronegative. So because of 50% s character, 50% s character. As the percentage of s character increases, the acidic character increases. So that is why alkynes are more acidic. Terminal alkynes or the alkynes which contains hydrogen atom attached to the triple bonded carbon atom. Such alkynes are acidic in nature. So among alkanes, alkenes and alkynes are acidic, particularly one alkyne. So one alkyne is acidic. Clear? Done. So what are the general methods of preparation of alkynes? So general methods of preparation of alkynes. General methods of preparation of alkynes. So how is an alkyne prepared? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಕೈನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ geminal or gem dihalides, from gem dihalides by dehydrohalogenation. Suppose if the vicinal dihalides or geminal dihalides, they undergoes dehydrohalogenation, gives alkynyl halides. But here during the preparation of alkynes, so geminal dihalides on heating with alcoholic potassium hydroxide or sodamide. So here, so by using alcoholic potassium hydroxide or by using sodamide NaNH2. So this is sodamide. So these are the dehydrohalogenating agents. So geminal dihalides or C triple bond, or CH2 bond CH2X, CHX. So this is gem dihalide. So when it is heated with alcoholic KOH, in this reaction, the halogen atom attached to the carbon atom is alpha, and carbon atom attached to alpha carbon atom is beta. So beta carbon has one hydrogen. Therefore, it undergoes dehydrohalogenation. So here H bonding electrons comes over here. At the same time, one X eliminated as HX. This HX is lost in the form of potassium halide and water. So because the eliminated HX, which combines with KOH to form water and potassium halide. So to form RCH double bond CHX. So here CHX. These are called vinylic halides. Again, on heating with sodamide NaNH2, it is also a strongest dehydrohalogenating agent. It eliminates again. So look here. So here also H bonding electrons are comes over here, and at the same time this X eliminated as X minus. So the X combines with Na to form NaX. NH2 minus abstract proton to form ammonia to form alkynes, or C triple bond CH plus NaX plus NH3. So this is alkyne. Alkynes are prepared by the dehydrohalogenation of geminal dihalides. Or if we take, say if vicinal dihalides are used, so second method from vicinal dihalides here also by dehydrohallucination method. Dehydrohallucination method by using the same dehydrohallucinating agents, alcoholic KOH and sodamide. Or if instead of alcoholic KOH directly if sodamide is used, in that case also we get alkyne. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೇ ಸೊ alcoholic KOH the strongest dehydrohallucinating agent is sodamide. So instead of alcoholic KOH if sodamide is used, in that case also we get alkynes. Then second method is from vicinal dihalides or CHX bond CH2X. This is vicinal dihalide. Vicinal dihalides. On heating with alcoholic KOH. On heating with alcoholic KOH, it undergoes dehydrohallucination. So look here. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ CH2 ಏನಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. So 1H bonding electrons comes over here. At the same time, this X element has HX to form vinylic halide, same compound, or CH double bond CHX. So here also the hydrogen atom attached to beta carbon. ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ this is beta. Again, on heating with sodamide NaNH2, it is the strongest dehydrohallucinating agent. So therefore in this case also we get alkyne. Clear? So this H leaves as H plus by leaving bonding electrons, and these bonding electrons are involved in the formation of a new bond in between two carbon atoms. At the same time, this X takes up bonding electrons and element as X minus. This X minus combines with Na to form NaX. The H plus combines with NH2 minus to form ammonia. So finally we get alkyne. So alkyne plus sodium halide plus NH3. So this is alkyne. So alkynes are prepared by heating either geminal dihalides or vicinal dihalides with dehydrohallucinating agents. Suppose if alkyl halides on heating with dehydrohallucinating agents, we get alkenes. Vinylic halides are subjected to dehydrohallucination by using a strongest dehydrohallucinating agent like sodamide. In that case, we get alkynes. Clear? So which one of the following compound is used to prepare alkyne? Mono halo alkanes in the varalla. We get alkenes. Dihaloalkanes on heating with alcoholic KOH. But the dihaloalkane should be either geminal dihalides or vicinal dihalides, but not from other dihalides. Clear? So ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ halides ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. So either vicinal or geminal dihalides. So this is the vicinal dihalide, this is geminal dihalide. Clear? So third method. So preparation of alkyne from tetrahaloalkanes. Third method, from tetrahaloalkanes. Third method, from 1,1,2,2 tetrahaloalkanes by dehalogenation method. So dehalogenating agent is zinc. Already ನಾನು in the previous alkenes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ alkenes prepare ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ vicinal dihalides they are subjected to dehalogenation, we get alkenes. But here tetrahaloalkenes. They are subjected to dehalogenation. So method by using zinc. By using zinc. Zinc is used to eliminate dehalogenation. Dehalogenation. So therefore, R CXX bond CH XX. So this is, so here it is 1, 2. So 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, tetrahalo alkene or tetrahalo derivatives of hydrocarbons. When it is heated with zinc, so it involves 2 moles of zinc. So one zinc atom requires 2 halogen atoms. So therefore 2 zinc atoms requires 4 halogen atoms to form or C triple bond CH plus 2 moles of ZnX2. So this is alkyne. In this reaction, tetrahaloalkenes on heating with zinc, it is converted into alkyne. Or if we take CHCl bond CHCl. This is 1122 tetrachloroethane. So when it is heated with zinc to form, so 2 moles of zinc takes up 4 chlorine atoms. We get CH triple bond CH plus 2 moles of ZnCl2. So this is acetylene. So when tetrachloroethane or 1122 tetrachloroethane on heating with zinc, it undergoes dehalogenation. It loses 2 molecules of chlorine, or it leaves 4 chlorine atoms to form acetylene. So in general, tetrahaloalkanes, 1122 tetrahaloalkanes on heating with zinc, tetrahaloalkanes undergoes dehalogenation. Dehalogenation means removal of. Dehalogenation means D means to remove, removal of halogen. So to form the final compound, alkyne. To form the final compound, alkyne. Next, fourth method, by coal-based electrolytic method, by electrolysis method. Fourth method, by coal-based electrolytic method. Strong and aqueous solutions of sodium or potassium salts of either fumarate or maleate, they are subjected to strong and aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salts of fumarate or maleate subjected to electrolysis gives alkynes. So how is alkyne obtained from potassium fumarate or from sodium maleate or fumarate? That is subjected to electrolysis. So coal-based electrolytic method means, suppose you take sodium salt of carboxylic acid, aqueous solution of sodium salt of monocarboxylic acid is subjected to electrolysis, we get alkanes. Alkanes. Sodium or potassium salts of dicarboxylic acids, they are subjected to electrolysis, we get alkenes. So sodium or potassium salts of malleates or fumarate. So this is malleate or fumarate. So CH double bond CH COONA. COONA. So malleate, it is in the cis form. Cis form. So fumaric acid, fumarate is in the trans form. It is in trans form. So if two salt groups are on the same side, that is malleate. This is sodium malleate. This is sodium malleate. So when an aqueous solution of sodium salts of malic acid or sodium malleate, it is subjected to electrolysis. It is subjected to electrolysis. So look here, CO2 is lost at anode, and then acetylene is obtained. CH triple bond CH plus 2 CO2. This is the reaction takes place at anode. At anode. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ ಯಾಕೆ? Usually anions COO minus Na plus, CO minus Na plus. Usually in aqueous solution they exist in the form of ions. These anions move towards anode. ಸೊ ಆನೋಡ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ರೀ ರಾಡಿಕಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ alkynes formation ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So therefore anodic reaction at anode, acetylene and carbon dioxide are formed, and at cathode these Na plus ions move towards cathode and convert into sodium metal. Sodium metal reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide, NaOH, with the liberation of hydrogen gas. So these are the products formed at cathode. At cathode. So anodic product is acetylene and carbon dioxide. Cathodic product is sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. Sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. Clear? So this is the preparation of alkynes starting from sodium fumarate or sodium malleate. So this is by pole-based electrolytic method. Then fifth method is from metal carbides. So we know that beryllium carbide and aluminum carbides are subjected to hydrolysis, we get methane. But calcium carbide is treated with cold water. It undergoes hydrolysis to form acetylene. So by the hydrolysis of metal carbides. So fifth method, by the hydrolysis of metal carbides. Hydrolysis of metal carbides. So from calcium carbide. Calcium carbide. CaC2. When calcium carbide CaC2, it is subjected to hydrolysis to form acetylene, CH triple bond CH plus CaOH twice. 2 carbon atoms, then number of hydrogen atoms 2 plus 2 4, so here 2s2. Number of oxygen atoms 2, here also 2. Acetylene, it is prepared by the hydrolysis of calcium carbide. ನೋಡಿ observe ಮಾಡಿ, if aluminum carbide is used or beryllium carbide is used, so beryllium carbide and aluminum carbide produces methane, but calcium carbide subjected to hydrolysis gives acetylene. So acetylene is prepared by the hydrolysis of calcium carbonate. Then sixth method, preparation of higher alkanes. Not alkanes, alkynes. Preparation of higher alkynes by using Grignard reagent or by using ammoniacal silver nitrate or by using Grignard reagent or by using ammoniacal silver nitrate solution. So preparation of higher alkynes. So Grignard reagent. So it reacts with. So look here. C triple bond H. C triple bond CH, which reacts with Grignard reagent or MgX. So Grignard reagent containing a polar bond, carbon metal bond, it is nucleophilic character, and also in case of alkynes, this is acidic hydrogen, so therefore this R and H eliminated as RH. Then MgX directly bonded to the triple bonded carbon atom, so to form CMgX triple bond CH. So in this case it is electrophilic character, it is nucleophilic character. When it is treated with alkyl halides, particularly alkyl iodide, so this nucleophile attached to this R and X eliminated as X minus. This X minus which combines with MgX to form MgX2. Hence we get RC triple bond CH plus MgX2. So this is the higher alkyne. So we start with ethine or acetylene. We start with ethine, so we get higher alkynes. Clear? Or so when acetylene, so another method is, so when acetylene CH triple bond CH, which reacts with ammoniacal silver nitrate solution AgNO3, so in the presence of ammonium hydroxide, so here this is acidic hydrogen, this H is replaced by Ag. In this case we get ammonium nitrate, so this OH, NH4 plus OH minus, this OH minus takes up H to form water. Clear? So H plus OH minus and eliminated as water, NH4 plus which combines with NO3 to form NH4NO3, and then this H is replaced by Ag to form silver acetylide, CH triple bond CAG. This is called silver acetylide. This is called silver acetylide. Then on treatment with alkyl halide, so here also Ag plus C minus, this Ag plus interacts with X to form AgX, then Ag is replaced by R to form CH triple bond CR. This is also higher alkynes. So conversion of alkynes into higher alkynes, but the starting alkyne should containing acidic hydrogen. So the alkynes containing acidic hydrogen, it is treated with Grignard reagent, followed by treating with alkyl halides. Or when the acidic alkynes made to react with ammonical cuprous fluoride or ammonical silver-nitrate solutions to form the respective silver acetylides. Then on treatment with alkyl halides to form higher alkynes. To form higher alkynes. So these are all the general methods of preparation of alkynes. Clear? Nodi. So isto methods of preparation of alkynes. Then physical properties. So what are the physical properties of alkynes? Physical properties. Physical properties of alkynes. Lower members of alkynes. First three members. First three members. First three members. First three members. So C2 to C4. Alkynes containing two carbon atoms or four carbon atoms. Two iradondo, three iradondo, four iradondo. First three members are gases. Are gases. And alkynes containing C5 to C12 are liquids. Alkynes containing 5 carbon atoms up to 12 carbon atoms, they exist as liquids. And higher alkynes, so which contains more than 12 carbon atoms are solids. These are all solids. Clear? First three members. Similarly, in case like in case of alkenes also, C2 to C4. In case of alkenes also, C2 to C4, they are also gases. C5 to C17, in case of alkenes, they are liquids. But here, C5 to C12 are liquids, because when compared to alkenes, alkynes are mole polarization. Triple bond ironda polarity jasti. So that is why, so in case of alkenes, so in alkenes C5 to C17 are liquids. So but here in alkynes C5 to C12 are liquids. The reason is so due to intermolecular force, it is due to more polarization due to the presence of triple bond. Because of more polarization in alkynes than alkenes. So that is why carbon atoms from 5 to 12 are liquids, but in case of alkenes, so 5 carbon atoms to 17 carbon atoms in alkanes, alkenes, they exist as liquids. Alkenes with 5 carbon atoms to alkenes with 17 carbon atoms, they are all liquids. But here, alkynes with 5 carbon atoms to alkynes with 12 carbon atoms are liquids. Then second one, alkynes are slightly soluble in water. Alkynes are slightly soluble in water, but more soluble in organic solvents. So like carbon tetrachloride, alcohols, in case of acetone, and also in benzene, etc. Alkynes are soluble in organic solvents, but very less solubility, slightly soluble in water. Then third point is boiling points, melting points, and densities of alkynes or more than or or greater than alkenes. Boiling points of alkynes are slightly greater than the boiling point of alkenes. Similarly, for melting point and densities also, boiling point, melting point, and density of alkynes is always greater than the corresponding alkenes due to easily polarizable triple bond because of more polarization more polarization ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲಾರಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಂಟರ್ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಲ್ಕೈನ್ಸ್ ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಹೈಯರ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್? butane has higher boiling point than butene and butane. Clear? So then ಇಲ್ಲಿ than alkanes and also alkenes and alkanes. Then boiling point is directly proportional to molecular mass. As the molecular mass of the alkyne is high, their boiling point is large due to larger surface, due to increase in the van der Waals force, and it is inversely proportional to the number of side chains. Number of side chains. So as the number of side chains increases, the boiling point decreases. This is very similar to even in case of alkanes and also alkenes. As branching increases, surface area decreases. As branching increases, spherical nature increases. As spherical nature increases, surface area decreases. As surface area decreases, boiling point also decreases. So here also boiling point is directly proportional to molecular mass. So higher the molecular mass, higher is the van der Waals force. Therefore, it has got high boiling point. Or if the number of side chains are more, there is a decrease in surface area. Or to attain the spherical nature, so as a result of it, the intermolecular force decreases, hence boiling point also decreases. So this is about the physical properties of alkynes. Then chemical properties. So chemical properties of alkynes, these are due to two factors. So one is the presence of pi electrons, and other one due to acidic hydrogen. Chemical properties of alkynes. Chemical properties of alkynes due to two factors. Chemical reactivity of alkynes, it is due to two factors. So one is presence of pi bond or presence of pi electrons. So we know that in alkynes, electrons are loosely bound, hence they undergoes electrophilic addition reaction Cesium. So therefore, due to the presence of pi electrons are loosely bound. So therefore, it undergoes electrophilic electrophilic addition reaction. Electrophilic addition reaction. And the electrophilic addition reaction of alkyne is less than that of the reactivity of electrophilic addition reaction of alkenes. So reactivity of alkynes is less towards electrophilic addition reactions than alkenes. So electrophilic addition reactivity of alkynes, it is less than that of alkenes. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ alkynes are least reactive or less reactive towards electrophilic addition reactions, so when compared to alkenes, since we know that the electrons are bound by the carbon atom of carbon-carbon double bond, they are not easily available for the reaction. And also we know that in alkynes, triple bonded carbon atom is sp hybridized, S character is high. As S character is high, acidic character is high, so that the bonding electrons are more tightly bound by the nucleus of carbon. Is clear? That is why the electrons are not easily available for towards the electrophilic addition reactions. Is clear? Then second point is acidic nature of alkynes. Due to acidic nature of alkyne. So alkynes containing hydrogen atom attached to triple bonded carbon atom is acidic. So hydrogen atom attached to triple bonded carbon is acidic. Since you know that S electrons are more closer towards the nucleus of carbon than P electrons. So we know that in case of triple bonded carbon, it is sp hybridized, so 50% S character. In case of alkenes, so it is sp2 hybridized, so 33.33% S character. In case of alkanes, carbon atoms are sp3 hybridized, 25% S character. So as the S character increases, acidic nature increases. As S character increases, the electronegativity of the carbon atom increases. Since electronegativity increases, so it would attract the bonding electrons, or the electrons present in, or the electrons involved in bonding, they are more tightly bound by the nucleus of carbon, as a result of which this hydrogen atom, it will easily eliminated as H plus. So that is why the alkynes are acidic in nature. The acidic nature of alkyne is due to sp hybridized state of carbon atom. So sp hybridized state of carbon atom has highest percentage of S character. As the percentage of S character increases, which means that the bonding electrons are strongly bound by the nucleus of carbon, as a result of which tendency to lose H plus increases by treating with a base. So therefore, alkynes containing hydrogen atom attached to triple bond carbon atom is more acidic, or one alkynes are more acidic. So when they reacts with a base, it leaves H plus. So since the acidic nature of hydrogen atom in alkynes and also due to the presence of pi electrons, the chemical reactivity of alkynes. So chemical reactivity of alkynes depends on two factors: presence of pi electrons in carbon-carbon triple bond and due to the presence of acidic hydrogen. Clear? So first property, addition reactions. Addition, so because of the presence of carbon-carbon triple bond, alkanes undergoes addition reaction in two stages. So in the first stage or in the first step, triple bond is reduced to double bond. In the second stage, double bond is reduced to triple bond. Clear? Sorry, single bond. Triple bond is reduced to double bond. Double bond is reduced to single bond. So chemical properties. Chemical properties. First one, addition reactions. Addition reactions. So under that first one, addition of hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen. Alkanes reacts with hydrogen or C triple bond CH. It reacts with hydrogen in the presence of nickel catalyst at 300 degrees centigrade. Not in first case, alkynes undergoes addition reaction. This is an alkyne. It undergoes addition reaction with hydrogen in the presence of nickel catalyst at 300 degrees centigrade to form RCH double bond CH. So this is alkene. Alkenes are further reacts with hydrogen in the presence of nickel catalyst at the same temperature. Finally, we get alkanes. So here, one hydrogen atom can form a bond with triple bond carbon atom. Other hydrogen atom can also have bond formed with other triple bond carbon atom. Similarly, in this case also, unsaturated alkenes, unsaturated hydrocarbons means alkenes, also undergoes hydrogenation in the presence of nickel catalyst to form or CH2 CH3. This is alkane. So the general conclusion is alkanes undergoes addition reaction with hydrogen in the presence of nickel, platinum or palladium. So nickel, palladium or platinum catalyst are used. Finally we get alkane. Then second one, alkynes RC triple bond Cr. This is alkyne. It undergoes addition reaction with hydrogen in the presence of Lindlar's catalyst. In the presence of Lindlar's catalyst, Lindlar catalyst is a mixture of palladium deposited on barium sulfate or sodium or calcium carbonate, and it is partially deactivated or slightly poisoned by sulfur. Slightly poisoned by sulfur or phenolin. It undergoes addition reaction to form cis alkene, C double bond C. So here R H H. So this is cis alkene. Cis alkenes are formed by the addition of hydrogen to the alkynes. The reaction is carried out in the presence of Lindlar's catalyst. So Lindlar's catalyst, it is a mixture of palladium deposited on barium sulfate and it is partly deactivated. It is poisoned by sulfur or to reduce the further hydrogenation reactions. So ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ reaction stop ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So no further reaction takes place. Hence, in the presence of Lindlar's catalyst, alkynes gives transalkenes. Transalkenes. Alkynes gives transalkenes. Sorry, cisalkenes. ಯಾವಾಗಿದು? If Lindlar's catalyst is used. Suppose if the other catalyst like sodium in liquid ammonia is used. The third one, alkynes or C triple bond Cr. This is alkyne. It undergoes addition reacts with hydrogen in the presence of sodium in liquid ammonia. Sodium in liquid ammonia. Trans addition takes place. So we get a transalkene. In this case, we get C double bond C. Here or here also or H H. So same kind of groups are on the opposite side of carbon-carbon double bond. But in this case, if Lindlar's catalyst is used, so same kind of groups are on the same side of carbon-carbon double bond. In that case, we get cisalkenes, but the same reaction is carried out in the presence of sodium in liquid ammonia to form transalkene. Transalkene is obtained. If butane, 2-butane is subjected to hydrogenation by using Lindlar's catalyst to form cis-2-butene. Cis-2-butene. So if butane is subjected to hydrogenation in the presence of sodium metal in liquid ammonia to form trans-2-butene is formed. So this is about the hydrogenation of alkynes. Metals like nickel, platinum, palladium, platinum are used during hydrogenation of alkynes. So in the first stage we get alkenes and finally we get alkanes. If hydrogenation of alkynes takes place in the presence of Lindlar's catalyst, we get cisalkenes. Hydrogenation of alkynes takes place in the presence of sodium in liquid ammonia, we get transalkenes. So this is the addition of hydrogen. Then another one, addition of halogen. Second one, addition of halogen. Addition of halogen. So alkynes undergoes addition reacts with halogen to form dihalo and tetrahalo derivatives. Tetrahalo derivatives are formed. So when alkynes or C triple bond Cr which reacts with halogen, so in the presence, the reaction is carried out in dark in the presence of ferrichloride catalyst. So here not catalyst is not required. So the reaction is carried out in dark because the halogens are easily oxidized when they are exposed to light. So that is why the reaction is carried out in dark to form dihalo compounds RCX double bond CXR. This is the dihalo derivative. So further it reacts with another molecule of halogen due to the presence of double bond. We get tetrahaloalkenes RCXXCXXR. So these are called tetrahalo derivatives. So in general, alkynes reacts with halogens. So like halogen is either chlorine, or bromine is used in dark to form dihalogen derivatives of hydrocarbons. Finally, tetrahalogen derivatives of hydrocarbons are formed. Similarly, addition of hydrogen halides, addition of hydrogen halides. The reaction takes place in accordance with Markovnikov's law. So reaction takes place in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. In accordance with Markovnikov's rule. So when alkyne RC triple bond CH, which reacts with hydrogen halides, so it undergoes addition reaction. So here no hydrogen atom. The reaction takes place just like in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. So here H plus positive part, X minus negative part. So negative part of the reagent adds on to this triple bonded carbon. Here no hydrogen, here one hydrogen. To form RCX double bond CH2. So H ಇಲ್ಲಿ add ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, CS2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, CX. This is vinylic halide. Then again it reacts with another molecule of HX. So this is the alkene. This is the double bonded carbon. So it does not carry any hydrogen, but other double bond carbon atom carries two hydrogen atoms to form RCX bond CS3. So this is geminal dihalides. So addition of hydrogen halides to alkynes, they can form geminal dihalides. Clear? So alkynes are converted into geminal dihalides by the addition of hydrogen halides to alkynes. Then addition of hypochlorous acid, hypohalous acid in general. So fourth property, addition of hypohalous acid. D, addition of hypohalous acid. So that is HOX. This reaction also takes place just like in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. So here also Markovnikov's rule type addition reaction. Alkynes RC triple bond CH, they undergoes addition reaction with hypohalous acid HOX, or if we take hypochlorous acid, the other two. So in this reaction, this OH minus and X plus, so OX attached to this carbon to form RCOH double bond CHX. Again it reacts with another molecule of HOX. So here the negative part adds on to this C to form RCOH CHX2. If two OH groups are attached to same carbon, this is unstable. It loses a molecule of water to form Observe madile. If two OH groups are attached to same carbon, it loses water molecule to form RCOCHX2, dihaloketones. So dihaloketones are formed. So dihaloketones, these are formed by the addition of hypohalous acid to alkynes. So alkynes reacts with hypohalous acid to form diols, geminal diols. Since two OH groups are attached to same carbon, it is unstable. Immediately it loses a molecule of water. So it loses a molecule of water to form dihaloketones or geminal dihaloketones. Geminal dihaloketones. So these are the addition reactions of hydrogen, halogen, HX and HOX. Then in case of combustion reactions, in case of oxidation, so another one is the combustion reaction. When alkynes combustion reaction, alkynes CnH2n minus 2, it burnt in oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. So n moles of CO2 plus H2O. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ 3n minus 1 by 2. So here n minus 1 moles of water. Number of moles of oxygen required by 1 mole of alkyne is 3n minus 1 by 2. But in case of alkenes, number of moles of oxygen required for the complete combustion of 1 mole of alkene is 3n by 2. So alkene required, so alkyne required. So alkyne required 3n minus 1 by 2 moles of O2 for 1 mole of alkyne. 1 mole of alkyne. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. n number of carbon, n number of carbon. Hydrogen ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ 2 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ 3n minus 1 O2. 3n. So look here. 3n minus 1 O2. So oxygen 2n plus 1n, 3n. So look here. 2n times and 1n time. So 3n times. Again minus 1n time. Minus 1n. Clear? Similarly for alkenes. Alkene requires 3n by 2 moles of O2 for 1 mole of alkene. So ನೋಡಿ listen. For 1 mole alkene, for 1 mole alkene, how many number of moles of oxygen required is 3n by 2. For 1 mole of alkyne, number of moles of oxygen required is 3n minus 1 by 2. 3n minus 1 by 2. Competitive pattern ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Number of moles of oxygen required by the complete combustion of 1 mole of alkyne is 3n minus 1 by 2. Number of moles of oxygen required for the complete combustion of 1 mole of alkene is 3n by 2. Clear? So when alkyne, it is subjected to combustion reaction in the presence of excess of oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. Then oxidation reaction. Oxidation of alkynes by using acidified potassium permanganate solution. Acidified potassium permanganate solution. Oxidation using acidified permanganate. Permanganate. Or C, triple bond Cr. It is subjected to oxidation giving. So by using potassium permanganate in acid medium, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1O1 ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಓ, ಸಿ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಓ ಆರ್. Then it is subjected to hydrolysis. So the bond breaks occurs like this. So followed by oxidation. Further oxidized in the presence of water. H2O plus 1 means 2 OH groups. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು OH group ಸೇರಿಸಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು OH group ಸೇರಿಸಿ to form 2 moles of RCOOH. So carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids. Clear? So alkynes are subjected to oxidation in the presence of acidified potassium permanganate solution. They undergo oxidation to form carboxylic acids. To form carboxylic acids. So, or if we take acetylene, CH, triple bond CH, it is subjected to oxidation by using KMnO4 to form CHO bond CHO. This is called glyoxal. This is called, yes, this is glyoxal. Then further oxidized in the presence of water to form. Nodi illi bond break agibidutte 2 moles of formic acid. So 2 moles of HCOOH. Still one OH, ಇಲ್ಲಿ HCOOH. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು OH group add ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು OH group add ಆಗುತ್ತೆ to form formic acid. Clear? But if glyoxal, it is subjected to mild oxidation. So since KMnO4 is a strong oxidizing agent, so therefore glyoxal is converted into the formic acid. If so, then it is further oxidized by using KMnO4. Formic acid is converted into CO2 and H2O. So because we know that the formic acid, it contains a potential reducing group, namely aldehyde group. So that is why it is further oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. Clear? This is the another reaction. So next one is, so another point is the oxidation of ozonolysis of alkynes. Ozonolysis of alkynes. Ozonolysis. Alkenes are subjected to ozonolysis. We get a carbonyl compounds, either an aldehyde or a ketones. But alkynes are subjected to ozonolysis. We get carboxylic acids or C triple bond C R. It is subjected to ozonolysis either by using water or by using zinc and water. The ಎರಡು ತರ reactions ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ರೆ COH ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಓಝೋನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದಾಗ ಸರಿ alkenes are subjected to ozonolysis gives ozonides. ಓಝೋನೈಡ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆದಾಗ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಫೈನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಒನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಆಟಮ್ is introduced or it is connected by a carbon atoms held by triple bond. So in the first case we get R C O bond C O again O R. This is ozonide. This is ozonide. It further it reacts with RCO COR. ಸೊ ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ with water along with hydrogen peroxide is obtained. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ in the first stage alkyne it gives ozonide which reacts with water. So look here, e bonding electron shift ಆಯ್ತು, e bonding electron shift ಆದ್ರೆ this oxygen atom takes up water and converted into hydrogen peroxide. Further this hydrogen peroxide, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ OH and OH to form 2 moles of RCOOH. So directly write, so look here, it is treated with ozone followed by using water. In the final stage ನೋಡಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ರೆ ಈ ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟು ಕಾರ್ಬಾಕ್ಸಿಲಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್. Triple bond carbon atoms are converted into carboxylic acid groups. Clear? Or if acetylene is used, CH triple bond CH, so it is treated with ozone followed by water. ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ? So triple bonded carbon atom is converted into COOH. Clear? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ COH. So ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ 2 moles of HCOOH, 2 moles of formic acid. Then formic acid is further converted into carbon dioxide, converted into carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓಝೋನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓಝೋನ್ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೀಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕೀಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳಿತಾವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ozonolysis of alkynes produces carboxylic acids. Ozonolysis of alkenes produces carbonyl compounds. Carbonyl compounds. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರೆದ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ COH ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Then another property is substitution reaction. Substitution reaction. When acetylene substitution, when acetylene CH triple bond CH which reacts with ammoniacal silver nitrate solution AgNO3 plus NH4OH to form. So this is the property of acidic property of alkyne. In this case we get CH triple bond CAG. This is the acidic hydrogen. This acidic hydrogen which reacts with HNO3. So sorry, NH4 plus and OH minus. This OH minus takes up this H plus and convert into water. Then ammonia combines with nitrate group to form NH4NO3. So this is the white precipitate of white PPT of silver acetylide. Silver acetylide. This is the characteristic acidic property of alkyne. So how would you distinguish the test between ethylene and acetylene ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ acetylene containing acidic hydrogen. So when it is treated with ammoniacal silver nitrate, so we get a white PPT of silver acetylide. Similarly, when acetylene, it reacts with ammoniacal cuprous chloride solution, Cu2Cl2. So in the presence of ammonium chloride, to form CH triple bond CCU. This is the red precipitate of copper acetylide. Copper, red PPT of copper acetylide. This H combines with Cl to form HCl, then ammonium chloride. HCl plus NH4Cl. Clear? So when acetylene reacts with ammoniacal cuprous chloride, this is ammoniacal cuprous chloride. This is ammoniacal silver nitrate. So when acetylene or any alkyne containing acidic hydrogen, it is treated with either by using ammoniacal cuprous chloride or by using ammoniacal silver nitrate solution. If ammoniacal silver nitrate solution is used, we get a white PPT of silver acetylide. Or if ammoniacal cuprous chloride is used, we get a red PPT of copper acetylide is obtained. So ammoniacal silver nitrate and ammoniacal cuprous chloride solution, they are used to distinguish between the alkynes containing acidic hydrogen and other type of hydrocarbons. Clear? Then finally, polymerization reactions. When acetylene is passed through a red hot tube, acetyl polymerization reaction. So one is linear polymerization and other one is cyclic polymerization. So acetylene CH triple bond CH, it is passed through a red hot iron tube. So 3 molecules of acetylene undergoes polymerization to form benzene C6H6. So it involves cyclic polymerization. Or when propyne CH3 C triple bond CH, it is passed through a red hot iron tube. 3 moles of propyne undergoes polymerization to form mesitylene. So 135 trimethyl benzene. So this is called mesitylene. Mesitylene is 135 trimethyl benzene. 135 trimethyl benzene. So that is mesitylene. Or when if it is subjected to linear polymerization. So when acetylene CH triple bond CH, it is passed over cuprous chloride and ammonium chloride. So 2 moles of acetylene it involves. So to form vinyl acetylene. So vinyl group is CS2 double bond C. H acetylene is C triple bond CH. So this is called vinyl acetylene. So this is the vinyl group. This is vinylic group. This is the acetylene part. So what happens when acetylene is treated with cuprous chloride in the presence of ammonium chloride? So it undergoes linear polymerization. So it involves linear polymerization. Then this vinyl acetylene on treatment with HCl, the reaction occurs just like in accordance with Marconi capsule. Negative parts adds on to this carbon to form CH2, double bond CH, single bond CCl, double bond CH. So this is called chloroprene. Chloroprene. Then this chloroprene, it is subjected to polymerization. Chloroprene is subjected to polymerization to form neoprene. So neoprene is a polymer of chloroprene. So the form of neoprene is, so neoprene is a polymer. So it is like this. So chloroprene is CH2, double bond CH, single bond CCl, CH, sorry, double bond, sorry, C double bond CH. So this is chloroprene. So chloroprene is subjected to polymerization. Polymerization. So n moles of chloroprene it involves. So it occurs like this. It is like this to form CH2, single bond CH, double bond CCl, single bond CH2. It continues. So n times. This is called neoprene. Neoprene. So which one of the following polymer is obtained by treating acetylene with cuprous chloride followed by treating with HCl? Node. Acetylene treated with cuprous chloride to form vinyl acetylene. It involves linear polymerization. This vinyl acetylene reacts with HCl to form chloroprene. So chloroprene is subjected to polymerization. So this is the chloroprene. It is subjected to polymerization. We get neoprene. Neoprene is a polymer. Clear? So these are all the properties of alkynes. Note, very important property: alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. So all properties na correct ಜ್ಞಾಪಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. ಎರಡು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೀಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸಮ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಇದನ್ನ ಮರೆಯಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ಆರೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಯೂಶಲಿ ನೀವು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಏನಂತೆ ಅದು ಈಸಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ. ಆಲ್ಕೇನ್, ಆಲ್ಕೀನ್, ಆಲ್ಕೈನ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವಲ್ಲ, ಜನರಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ properties, they are very important. Okay, so next class ಅಲ್ಲಿ aromatic hydrocarbons na continue. Thank you.